How about now? Can you hear me now? Yeah? I think I figured it out. Gonna wait for the chat to catch up to me here. Yeah, excellent. Cool. Sorry about that. Well, what I was saying is welcome to at Lafayette Live here on Monday, May 11th. Means so much to me that you guys join me here every Monday evening for another look at all the fun things and development and everything going on here in the Greater Lafayette area. Hope your week is off to a great start. It's a little weird sometimes, I think, doing this show on a Monday with everything in front of us. But, you know, when you lead busy lives with kids doing their things and everything, you slot in where you can. And for me, that's Mondays. So hope you guys had a great weekend. We were down at the IMS, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, watching the road course for IndyCar this last weekend. We're big F1 nuts in our home, so we thought we'd go down and watch the road course. Got as close to F1 as you're going to get these days. If you know anything about racing, F1 had a disastrous race here about 20 or so years ago, and they'll probably never ever come back. So we went down there and watched that and had a great time. The weather was absolutely beautiful. Got rained out a little bit for qualifying on Friday, but Saturday it was beautiful, perhaps even just a little bit too sunny. We were enjoying our time out on the viewing mounds as opposed to in the stands on Saturday. It's a great way to watch cars race and wreck, and we were in turn one, and it was quite exciting. So anyway, hope you had as great a weekend as we had down in Indy. Drop in the chat where you are watching from, whether you're watching on YouTube or anywhere else that we're streaming right now. I know that we've got some folks that are watching here in the Lafayette area, but I know I've also got some regular viewers from around the country. In the middle of winter, I always say in places that are warmer than this, and indeed they might be warmer than this, but now that we're into the later parts of spring, it's starting to be a little more beautiful outside. But drop in the chat where you're watching from. So just a couple more weeks of school left. Purdue commencement is this weekend. All of the students are gone except for the seniors who are graduating this year, the seniors and the PhDs and the masters and all of those that hung around to walk across the stage. And nine ceremonies. They graduate 9 different times on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on the stage of Elliott Hall of Music. So congratulations to everybody doing that. I know that we got some viewers who have come to us through their association with Purdue University. I know I have sold more than one house to somebody who has come to Purdue and has students here, perhaps as a student here themselves. And so congratulations on all of your time and all of your accomplishments. That's super awesome, but it's a little quieter around West Lafayette right now. I enjoy this time of year. I mean, I know I talk so much about the fact that Lafayette is not your typical college town, that, you know, if Purdue University got up and left, in many ways Lafayette wouldn't notice. Of course, that's an oversimplification. Yes, absolutely. But I went to another college across the state, not down the state, Ball State in Muncie, and even back then when I was there, if Ball State would have gotten up and left, Muncie probably would have come close to ceasing to exist. And I don't know that things have gotten any better. But anyway, where I'm going with this is it's a little quieter around West Lafayette these days, but you don't necessarily feel that in the Greater Lafayette area, because by no means are the population of Purdue University a dominant factor in our in everything around here, and all the activities and everything. So summer's coming. It's getting warmer outside. Let's get started. We got things to talk about here. I'm going to start with one of my favorite things to do every summer. Is the farmers markets are back. We're about a week late on this. Farmers markets kicked back into gear last week, and there are 3 here in the area. There is the downtown Lafayette Farmers Market that is every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Through October. They've been open 2 weekends now, but I haven't been out yet, but they have a record 120 vendors this year. Absolutely packed. They're on 5th Street between Columbia down to Ferry, and on Main Street between 4th and 6th Streets. And if you've never been to the Lafayette Farmers Market, it's really fascinating. It's got everything that you think of when it comes to a farmers market. There's local farmers with their produce, with their meat, with their pork, with their beef. There are local artisans selling, all ranges of things that you can think of. Really, really, really cool place to go if you want to get up on a Saturday morning and go hang out and get some great local fresh food. There are, of course, food vendors there who cook stuff up for you right there and will sell you something if you're hungry. But, think stuff that you can take home and make fresh food with. But that's every Saturday downtown from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then we have the West Lafayette Farmers Market. I tend to make it to the West Lafayette one a little more than the rest. It's a little more in line with my kind of scheduling. It is every Wednesday from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. In the evening, in the afternoon, over on over in Cumberland Park, which is on just off Salisbury, kind of behind Payless, if you will. If you take Sagamore to Payless and then turn north onto Salisbury from there, you'll see Cumberland Park every Wednesday, 3:30 to 7:30. Not quite as big, Lafayette is huge, 120 vendors. So when I say not quite as big, they're still big. About 50 vendors. And the same sorts of things that you're going to see there. There are local farmers who are selling produce, who are selling beef and pork and that sort of thing, and local artisans and all of that. Definitely much more my speed. Go show some people some houses, go close on a couple of deals, then go hang out at the farmers market on a Saturday morning at 8 a.m. I'd rather sleep in, but that's just me. And then the third farmers market here in the area is the Purdue Farmers Market, and this is on Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's held out on Memorial Mall on Purdue's campus. That is the mall that's right there that faces State Street, it's now Daniels Boulevard, between Stewart Center and the newly renovated University Hall. Quite a nice job they've done in there if you haven't popped in yet. Dave Bangert says this exactly right. I'm just going to quote him here. I'm going to steal. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. I'm going to steal. The market is a concession-heavy market that allows students, faculty, and staff to have lunch options in a unique outdoor setting. So you got your vendors, just like we talked about. You do have farmers there selling their local produce, but there are a lot more. The percentage is a lot higher of people selling food ready to go to eat for lunch there. So if you're into local produce, if you're into local artisans, go check out the Lafayette Farmers Market Saturdays from 8 to 12:30 in the morning. Every Saturday. The West Lafayette Farmers Market on Wednesdays in the afternoon from 3:30 to 7:30. Over in Cumberland Park. And then if you've got a hankering for some lunch, go check out the Purdue Farmers Market on Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 'Tis the season. And I'll ask you, before you head out to the farmers market, not to do that, but to do this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Liking and subscribing to the channel really helps us out with YouTube. So if you watch every week and you're not subscribed, hey, hit that button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does a lot for us. Raise your hand if you've ever driven on State Street, on State Street, on 26, on South Street through Lafayette. Ever crossed the railroad tracks there, next to Home Depot? Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. If you know anything about road work and development and railroads and the railroad companies and streets. It's a morass because in America, for better or worse, the railroads maintain control over railroad crossings, even through public rights of way. And we all know that there are railroad crossings that leave us scratching our head going, why has it gotten so bad? And at the end of the day, it comes down to the railroad companies and what our local municipalities can do about this. But there is a particularly heinous, is the word I think I want to use, railroad crossing on South Street. Yep, next to Home Depot and Chase there, right before the intersection with Sagamore Parkway, that is finally getting some love. It's going to close for 4 to 6 weeks this summer, and they're going to repair this crossing, put in new rails, fix the road for a measly $3.1 million. I'm really, really excited about this. My suspension, I crawl over this intersection every time I go through it. I know that everybody around me must think I'm absolutely crazy, but I'd rather save the suspension in my car than take the risks. So that won't have to hit the brakes there. Won't look like I'm at turn 1 at the IMS there anymore. Now it's going to be a pain for 4 to 6 weeks when this railroad crossing closes. That is a major artery through there. 22,840 vehicles on an average day go through there. They're going to have to be rerouted. That I believe is going to involve Sagamore up to Union Street over to Creasy Lane is how that's going to go. So it's going to be short-term pain for long-term gain, no doubt, but excited that this major pinch point in our traffic pattern here in Lafayette is finally getting some love, because there is no doubt that 26th at South Street through Lafayette is in many ways is Lafayette, right? I mean, I talk to people all the time about that. If you live down on Veterans Memorial Parkway, what used to be 350 South, it still comes out 350 South quite often out of my mouth. I lived down there long before it was Veterans Memorial Parkway. In some ways, it's like South Lafayette now, like almost like a city unto itself. You can live down that way and never venture into the 26 corridor or even further north, sort of thing. But for all of that, it is the major artery through the Lafayette area. A lot of people a lot of people get off there to go to Purdue University, although there are faster ways to go. You're heading to downtown, you're heading to any of the businesses there along State Street, you're heading to Columbian Park, wherever you might be coming from. That is a major thoroughfare. So that's going to happen this summer. We don't have a date for the closure yet, but it is supposed to be done by August 13th, so that we don't run into traffic issues with Purdue students coming back to campus for the fall semester. There will be additional parts of the project that will get done after that. That's just when the street will reopen. There are going to be new trails, new signals, and some ancillary things going on around there. Boy. So what do you think about that? Let me know. Some of y'all letting me know quite a lot in the comments there, but hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll let you know as soon as I find out about when this project is actually taking place, and so that you can avoid that area while it's happening. All right, I'm going to move on. Man, chat move fast. I'm gonna scroll back through. My Sam's Club trips gonna be Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. All right, let's move on to our next bit of news. This one's been controversial. We're going to talk about solar power. There was a large project that came into the county last year. The Rainbow Trout Solar Project out in western Tippecanoe County was a proposed 1,700 acre solar farm. And the neighbors, boy oh boy, came out in force to say that they weren't interested in this. And they kind of got put on hold. There's a lot more detail to it, of course, than that. But as a result, the Tippecanoe County Commissioners asked the zoning board, asked the Area Plan Commission to go in and develop a zoning code to deal with these large-scale solar projects. And after several months of consideration and meetings, I believe it's fair to say that neither side is happy, which I believe means by definition it's a successful negotiation. A successful negotiation is when both sides walk away unhappy. I will give you the brief rundown. Solar farms will have a 400 acre maximum size. They have to be contiguous. They can't be split up. You can't have 80 acres here and 100 acres there and call them one project. And these projects have to be a mile apart. They are allowed by right, as is any development in industrial zones or projects that go through the Board of Zoning Appeals for special exceptions. So currently, the solar projects were allowed in AA, which is select agriculture zoned lands, and now they cannot. That strips almost 94,000 acres by right for solar projects in Tippecanoe County is what we're talking about here, which takes out about 41% of the current acreage that is currently permitted for solar projects in the unincorporated parts of Tippecanoe County. Tippecanoe County would now limits solar development to a total of 6,000 acres across all of Tippecanoe County. You now have to have setbacks that are larger. The current regulations were 50 feet, but now they're going to make the setbacks be 500 feet from neighboring properties. And developers are going to have to pay for third-party reviews if the county asks them for any sort of technical review. So that onus is going to be moved on to the developers, and more guidelines on the decommissioning of solar farms. So that is the highlights of what the new code covers as far as large-scale solar development in unincorporated Tippecanoe County. This is the area that the Tippecanoe County Commissioners are responsible for as the executive department of our local county government here. So I think that a lot on the side of pro-solar development were very unhappy with this, that we're kind of choking this off before it can start. And there's a lot of people who were against it, who thought that this wasn't enough restriction. I see both sides of the argument. I do understand the argument of wanting to put solar on rooftops and other, developed places. There's certainly a lot to recommend that. And I certainly don't want to stand in the way of farming. I think farming and feeding people is a good thing. But the flip side of that is if somebody owns their property and they want to sell it to somebody, now we're getting a little bit in the business of telling them who and when they can sell. It will be interesting to see how this develops. I hope that we haven't heard the last of it. We might have. Solar might just look at Tippecanoe County and go, we're not interested there. But I am hopeful that things will continue to develop, that we will find new ways to bring alternative energy to the market, because, looking towards the future is the only way, full stop. Coal-fired power plants weren't here, 200 years ago, and they won't be here 200 years from now. Is large-scale solar development in agricultural rural areas the best use of land? Maybe not. It might be thing, but the Tippecanoe County commissioners have decided that for the moment they're going to give a little more room to breathe, as it were, to residents out there. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on that one. I think I might be losing a connection here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Drop it in the chat below or in the comments if you're watching this later, and hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss a minute of the content here on the Lafayette Reel throughout the week. All right. Hey guys in chat, can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Before we move on, I'm going to wait just a couple of seconds here and see if things get better. They seem to be a little choppy right now. Sunny days. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going, and we're going to hope for the best at this point. YouTube is telling me that my connection is poor, but everything looks stable on my end, so. All right. More road work. If you live south or if you commute south, you're going to want to know about this one. INDOT is going to have rolling closures on US 52 going south out of Lafayette through Tippecanoe County and Clinton County as you head south on 52 towards 65. They are going to be doing work on widening shoulders and turn lanes at some major county roads down on the south side. So these closures are going to be what they're calling soft closures, and they're rolling closures, and they're going to happen throughout the summer as they do this work. I have a map here. Let's see if I can pop this up for you guys. No, this one's be better. So 52, 600 south, 700 south, 1000 south, and 1075 south, followed by 1200 south, all in Tippecanoe County, and then you cross the line into Clinton County, and that'll be 450 south and 700 south. Beginning now, they started last Monday to get this work done, and I don't know if you've driven this route lately, but it's really kind of become a major route between Lafayette and Indianapolis, especially you live on the south side. If you live on the south side, it's a lot easier to pop out onto 52 and take 52 down to around Lebanon, where it rejoins with 65 down there. And I don't want to like get ahead of my skis here. I don't think that this work is directly related to the development work that's going to be going on down there, but I do believe it is a harbinger of things to come. I think we're going to see another round of development further south out of Lafayette. We have, Lafayette, what you think of, on 26 on South Street going through Lafayette. And now we have Veterans Memorial Parkway on the south side, the former 350 South. I think that things are starting to prime for the next round of commercial core development south of Lafayette, and I don't exactly know where that's going to be yet. I mean, we can make some guesses based on pure mileage. 350 South is 3.5 miles south of the zero line of 26, so maybe it's 700 south based on that. I have a feeling it might be a little further south than that in this particular case. We're kind of waiting for utilities for sewer and water to catch up to development down in that area, but that is coming in the next couple of years. There's a little more work going on in the southwest side of Lafayette right now, but where I'm going with these road closures and these improvements is that while they may not be, this is where the next development's going to be, exactly at the county road, we're going to see that development down there. And I think that the county commissioners are starting to put into place some thoughts and some vision for some for development that might be going on down that way. There are lots of ideas around that and what it will be. But what it means for us this summer is if you're driving 52 south out of Lafayette, just be aware of NDOT doing lots of road work down there as they're widening shoulders and putting in some additional turn lanes down there. All right. We're going to take some tours of some homes this evening. Always enjoy doing home tours. I am a realtor, if you haven't figured that out yet. I'm Jeff Gooch with the Russell Company powered by At Properties, and I'd love to be your Lafayette real estate resource of choice. If you're interested in buying or selling a home here in the Lafayette area, go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out that form, and let's work together. And that is all a fun way to say that we get to check out some really cool homes, and every so often I try to curate a collection of homes to share with you guys, and I have some fun ones tonight. And the theme that ties these ones together is that these are large homes. These are all roughly in the neighborhood of 5,000 square feet. They are not necessarily the largest homes for sale in the area currently, but they are up there. They are large, and we're talking about total finished square feet. So that's ground floor, and that's also below ground. As long as it's finished square feet, that's all we care about. And we're going to start on Salisbury Street in West Lafayette. We're going to start with a Purdue special, as it were. This is the picture, but as always, I like to start with a map to talk about to give you guys context for where we're talking about here. So let me get the map loaded, but it's right on Salisbury Street. There it is here. Salisbury, north-south street here through artery through West Lafayette. You can see Stadium Avenue right here and the Purdue Academic Engineering Campus right over here. This is probably a 8-minute walk to Armstrong, which is I always kind of use as my guide for like the north part of campus, kind of up here in the top right corner of campus, kind of across the street from Mackey Arena, if you will. So let's take a tour. 801 North Salisbury Street in West Lafayette. This one is 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 5,153 square feet on 0.43 acres, not quite half an acre. It is a large home. It is a large lot for the location. You got a 3-car detached garage. You got the stone patio. We got the enclosed porch out back. Great for outdoor living here in the spring. We've got the old school radiators just inside the entry hall with the original pocket doors there and all of the beautiful hardwood floors. This home was built in 1920, and it feels like it. It's been updated, but not in such a way that you're writing over the history of the home. You're updating it, but honoring that history. Got some beautiful built-ins there in your study or office. I personally love radiators. I know they're not for everybody, but I rather love them. You got the original fireplace there in the home. And then we start to see, we're in this, what would traditionally have been the dining room. It is rather a large dining room, no doubt. A lot of people are not using formal dining rooms. But here's where you go, yeah, clearly this house has, seen some love and been updated. You have the very modern kitchen sink in the island, the French door, a refrigerator, freezer. We got our shot of the backyard and your screened in porch. So let's call that 2.5 season porch, because we know it's Indiana, so the beginning of spring and the end of fall might be a little cool. And we start moving into some of the bedrooms and bathrooms. Remember, there are 6 bedrooms and 5 baths in this home. And I hope you love wallpaper. I mean, I don't love wallpaper overall, but this one, that's just so right. You have the lovely wood-lined laundry room. I think that this home is a really nice job of being updated, but not, like I said, overwriting the essence of the original home. There are still, when you have 6 bedrooms and 5 baths, there's always going to be some room for work, some room for work, some room to put your own stamp on things and make it your own. There are those, signature pieces, the kitchen, the pièce de résistance sort of thing. Head up to the 3rd floor. This is what I love about these older homes, is that you have these giant spaces, and when you bring them into the envelope of the home, they make great studies or extra bedrooms. We head down to the basement. You don't lack for space in this one. Did I mention that it's 5,153 square feet? You can have your workshop down in the basement. And the aerial shot of the 0.43 acres. And look, did I tell you this was close to Purdue University? Here is Mackey. Here is Rossade. I mean, in a straight line, if you cut through all your neighbors' yards, that's just a few minute walk. It just doesn't really get better location-wise than this. Across 4 levels, talked about the 3rd level being in the envelope of the home. So that is 801 North Salisbury in West Lafayette, just around the corner from Purdue University. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 5,153 finished square feet on 0.43 acres. Let's go check that one out together. Go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, and let's go check out this beautiful West Lafayette home together. And then we're going to continue our tour of large homes here in the Greater Lafayette area with another 5,000 square foot plus home. This one is also north of 5,000 square feet. This one is on Admiral's Cove Drive down on the south side of Lafayette. And I'll show you the picture of it, and then we'll pop into the map for just a second. So first one we looked at was very much Purdue focused. This one is down on the south developing side of Lafayette. Thank you. I'll think of the word here. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of window management here. Move a window around. Didn't have access to all the information I wanted. I can't memorize everything. Thanks for your patience. Almost there. Pop the address in here. Here we go. It's in Chesapeake Landing. Like I said, on the south side of Lafayette. Here it is on the map. Here's 231 South. right here is what we're talking about. And if we zoom out to put it in context, here is 350 South, Veterans Memorial Parkway. This is kind of the southern commercial core of Lafayette. So real quick to hop up to there, you can go up Old 231, you can go up New 231 to get there. But also real quick to jump from there, New 231, straight shot into 52 into West Lafayette. If you're Purdue bound, if you're working in Lafayette, I mean real quick to get there. And then if you're going south, this is actually a great location as well, because you can pop down here to 28 and go across over to 52 or 65. So this is another 5,000 square foot plus home. 4431 Admirals Cove Drive in Lafayette. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 5,143 square feet on a little more than half an acre on 0.61 acres. Another beautiful home. This one a little bit newer. Built in 2024, only 2 years old, so like new, but had all the problems shaken out of it. Kind of that farmhouse modern style. You enter through the French doors right into the vestibule. If the office right off of it, pretty typical layout for a modern home. You have TV too high over the fireplace. I do not know why people keep insisting on doing that, but you kind of have this great room set up where the dining room and living room connect, but I kind of like. I'm not a giant fan of great rooms. I know the people are, but this one feels a little more sane to me. You can see that the great room is connected to the kitchen with the eat in island in the kitchen. You got gas stove. You got the eat-in part of the kitchen. Again, who's eating at a formal dining room? We head into the primary, one of 6 bedrooms in this home, with the primary suite, the rainforest shower. You got the mud room. That's one thing that I miss living in an older house is the mud room. But head upstairs to the landing, and there's just space for days in this home. When you're talking about 5,000 square feet and 6 bedrooms and 5 baths, there is just space and space and space. Look at this giant playroom upstairs. This is kind of important, I think, especially in a family house, but really in any house, is to have that second space. How can you get away from each other? Do you all live in the same space? Is there only one living room? But no, this one has yet another. You head down to the basement. You can set this up as a theater, as a gym, as a workout room, as a place to hang out, as a game room. 3-car garage, plenty of room for your cars and the teenagers' cars. We got the back porch with more TV too high. Please stop doing this, guys. So there we go. This is $4431 Admirals Cove Drive in Lafayette. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 5,143 square feet on 0.61 acres. Currently priced at $799,000. Go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube. Fill out that form and let's go check that out together. And if you are not pre-approved yet, I got a friend in finance who would love to help you out with that as well. So go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube and fill out that form right now. But we're going to continue our tour of homes with lots of square footage here in the Lafayette area. And this time we're looking at one that's not quite so large. Yeah. The first 2 were a little over 5,000 square feet. This one's a little under 5,000 square feet, 4,780 square feet. This is another West Lafayette home, 1819 Bent Tree Trail in West Lafayette. Not quite the central location of the first one that we looked at, but let's put it here on the map. This one a little further west. You can see 26 cutting through the middle of the map here, and I'm going to have to zoom this out so you can see what I'm talking about. Straight out from West Lafayette, you get here. This is a neighborhood called Arrowhead. So great access to Purdue University. I mean, this is a probably a 8-minute drive into Purdue University. Probably not even that. Probably more like 6. Quick access to Lafayette, to West Lafayette. You can come straight in on 26 and hit 52, or pop up to Sagamore Parkway. Real easy to get around. Great location. Let's take a look. This is 1819 Bent Tree Trail in West Lafayette. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,780 square feet on an acre and a half. So you get space inside and outside. And you have garages for days. You got 6 vehicles. Guess what? We can park your 6 vehicles. We head inside, and this one kind of feels its era. It's solidly in its 1970s era. It was built in 1977, and you can tell this from kind of the architecture of the sunken living room, but it's only down 1 step, and it's this large area. It's not like a conversation pit or anything, so it's just kind of a curiosity of the time. I see this quite a lot in mid-70s homes. I have a soft spot in my heart for it. You have the stonework fireplace. But then we move off into some of the rooms that have been updated a little bit. You got the French doors dividing the living room area. Definitely not the original 1970s kitchen. Kind of slightly galley style in that it's kind of T-shaped there. Lots and lots of space. When you got 4,780, when you got almost 5,000 square feet, you got lots of space to stretch out, to have a living room and a den and an office. There are 4 bedrooms and 4 baths in this home. Lots of 1970s style, if not originally actual 1970s in actuality, to the trim and to the wood. Head down to the basement. You got the large rec room, which accounts for a good bit of that 4,780 square feet. Did I mention it has almost 5,000 square feet? And you can feel some of the age here, but has been lovingly cared for, updated. You got 3-car attached garage, 3-car detached garage. You have the raised deck. Just absolutely beautiful. 1819 Bent Tree Trail, West Lafayette, a little west of West Lafayette. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,780 square feet on 1.56 acres. Currently listed for $595,000. Go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, and let's go check that one out together. And then we're going to finish off our tour of large homes here in the Greater Lafayette area with a home that is maybe not quite as large as the others, but this one's pretty special. It's still not small. So we've looked at 5,000 square feet. We've looked at 4,700 square feet. This one is 35, almost 3,600 square feet. So it's not small by any means, but this one's pretty special. This is 1940 North River Road in West Lafayette. And if you take River Road north from 26 and look along the west bank of the Wabash River, you're going to see a bunch of modern homes that have been built in the last few years. I think they're pretty cool. I kind of like that style. It may not be for everybody, but this is one of those homes, but it's not. It was actually built in 1928, but it was renovated in 2020. So it has kind of the both of both the best of both worlds, is what I'm trying to say here. You have a home with old bones and all the good that comes with, that's been updated with a modern sensibility, and everything that comes with. So let's check it out. Like I said, it's on River Road, but if you've never seen River Road, let's put this on the map for you, as we always do. River Road crosses under Sagamore Parkway here. And if we zoom out one more level and move the map a little bit, you'll see it's just a pop down here to West Lafayette and Purdue University. I mean, a 3-minute drive, 5-minute drive into downtown. You can hop up River Road to 65 to go north to Chicago. You can come down into Lafayette. Really, really great location. And you can look over the Wabash River. I don't normally do this on this map. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do it this way. Here we go. You can see here's the Wabash River. You look over the Wabash River, but you're high enough up that you don't flood when the Wabash River floods. Although after the rebuild of River Road, it doesn't flood like it used to, believe me. So let's take a tour of a 1920s home that was updated in the 2020s, almost 100 years later. And I think that's just fascinating. 1940 North River Road in West Lafayette, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Still not small, 3,557 square feet on 1.27 acres. And that is a large lot for the location. But then we move inside, and it just screams modern, but it also screams, look at the Wabash River, look at nature. And if you've ever driven by the Wabash River, slow down. Like, nature out there is really, really fascinating to watch. And so if you can sit there in your own living room and your dining room and just watch the wildlife, watch the birds, it's really, really cool. But lots of open and airy modern feeling. You have that light wood Scandinavian feel. You have the 29 burner gas stove with pot filler. I'm joking. It's not actually 29 burners. I know. Very open, airy Scandinavian feel to it. Lots of windows, open airiness. You have the floating cabinets, and 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. So it's big, but it's not humongous. We head down to the ground, to the walkout level. And you still have a space that you can make your own. You could turn this into a theater or a workout room, a gym, a study room, heck, a roller skating rink if you wanted to. And here's some ideas behind it. So this is what I think that AI might be okay for. This is what the room looks like. Okay? This is what the room could look like. This could be your study. Or, okay, I guess we'd have the study in there. Head out to the back porch. Although I would want to spend all the time on the front porch looking at the river. There it is. Lots and lots of glass. This is a great update. You have a 4-car garage, so everybody has a place to park. And as I was saying, you can see one of the modern homes that's been popped up next to it here. All right, so that is 1940 North River Road in West Lafayette. It is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3,557 square feet on 1.27 acres, originally built in 1928, and I think lovingly updated in 2020. Currently listed for $895,000. If you want to go check that home out, or any home, go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, and let's go look at this home together. Because I'm Jeff Gooch, I'm your Lafayette local real estate resource of choice. Thanks so much for joining me here on At Lafayette Live here on Monday, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can check out all the videos that we put out throughout the week. Enjoy your week, everybody.